This is the Motorola Moto G Play 2021 edition, and this is part 2 of BenchMark. So the next benchmark that I'm going to be running, it is called GFX Bench. Okay guys, as you can see here, it just finished. So now let's take a look at the scores. For the high level test for the Aztec One's OpenGL high tier, we got a score of 416.8 frames at 6.5 frames per second. For the Aztec One's OpenGL normal tier, we got a score of 704.1 frames at 11 frames per second. For the Aztec Ruins Vulcan High Tier, we got a score of 398.6 frames at 6.2 frames per second. For the Aztec Ruins Vulcan Normal Tier, we got a score of 662.2 frames at 10 frames per second. For the Car Chase, we got a score of 554.1 frames at 9.4 frames per second. For the Manhattan 3.1, we got a score of 1,146 frames at 18 frames per second. For the Manhattan, we got a score of 1,543 frames at 25 frames per second. For the T-Rex, we got a score of 2,030 frames at 36 frames per second. For the low-level test, for the Textilation, we got a score of 515.1 frames at 17 frames per second. For the Alu 2, we got a score of 814.1 frames at 27 frames per second. For the Driver Overhead 2, we got a score of 1,492 frames at 50 frames per second. For the Texturing, we got a score of 1,527. So now let's go to our next and final benchmark of this video. Okay guys, as you can see here, it just finished. So now let's take a look at the score. So for the Slingshot Stream OpenGL ES 3.1, we got a score of 855. So that's going to be all for this video. So thank you very much for watching my video. If you like my video, please click the like button. You can subscribe to my channel so you can get my content. If you have any question, please leave it down below. Thank you for watching my video. Bye bye.